What's up, guys? How we doing? So I had Brandon Mays, BMAYZEE. You guys might know him as the rapper, but he's got a lot of story behind him. This dude was a amateur phenom. He was so good. This dude has wins over Jason Anderson, Eli Tomac, and he battled with Justin Barsha. He was a little older than Cooper Webb, but this dude was something special. And he's taken what was a ended motocross career and turned it into one heck of a music career. Recently, he's put out some controversial videos about Jet Lawrence and these songs dedicated to how he feels about how riders are treated in this sport. And I'll tell you what, I have his back 100%. I appreciate what he's doing. This dude believes in the cause, and he isn't just some guy talking about the cause. He's lived it. You guys know the sponsors. We got Nano-Extreme. By the way, it helps Brandon out quite a bit with his neck injuries and some of the stuff that he's dealing with. Head over to Nano-Extreme. Use code COOKSY for free shipping. Coach Rob has his drink Energy Fuel, and I'll be giving away a specific member will get an Energy Fuel pack at the end of this month. We got Ride Strapped, goggles, glasses, shirts, just some really cool stuff. You'll want to support those guys. Precision Transport, a family-owned shipping company. Alias MX Gear, who was the longtime gear company for Geico Honda. They're still in business, and their 2026 stuff is dropping soon. And New Power Sports. They got the e-motorcycle that we're giving away in December, so check that out. Without further ado, here's BMAYZEE, Brandon Mays.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
I got Brandon Mays, BMAYZEE. What's happening, brother?
What's up, man? Cooksy, Moto's Most Wanted. How you doing, man?
Good. I had to get you on. I saw the video. I know you got some pretty harsh feelings towards the people that run the sport that we love so much, but I also want to let people know you're not just some run-of-the-mill guy. You beat Eli Tomac straight up, right?
Yeah, I actually had a couple protests from him too. Shout out to Eli for paying for dinner a couple times.
Hold on. He protested you? When was this? Tell me the story.
Oh yeah, a few times. I think it was Lake Whitney or Oak Hill. I don't know. It's been a while, but yeah, he protested, or Minios actually. Minios. I beat him at Minios, and I got protested for obviously cheating, and I obviously wasn't cheating because of my contracts with American Honda. That's a big thing with them. And yeah, I wasn't cheating. Took the money, took my sponsors out to dinner, and called it a day.
Fuck, that's awesome, dude. So how did you get into the sport to where you were at that level? Start me from the beginning. Your parents, your dad, who got you started?
Yeah, my dad, I had a PW50. I was just riding around the lawn here and there. And one day I got a 65. He's like, hey, you want to go try a national? I was like, sure. Well, actually, before that, I would go to local races here and there. And, but yeah, he asked me to go to Minios, actually, right back to that. And, yeah, he's like, do your best. And I think I got like 79th in the GP. I didn't qualify in the moto part. And then long story short, the next year he's like, if you do good, or no, if you win, I'll buy you a snowboard and give you $500. So that year we went back, and I think I won 3 titles, and I got a spy contract. And then after that, it just wide open from there.
Yeah, at that point, now you're a prodigy. So where were you based out of at this point?
New York. I'm still here. I actually moved to Florida, then I moved to California. But during my racing years, I was living at MTF in Georgia.
Okay, so you go from 65, you win your first titles, get your snowboard, your $500, spy contract, and then you go. How do you get from there to living at MTF?
So, went to Lake Whitney, won a couple titles there, and I actually got my American Honda ride when I was still on 65s. So after I got that ride, I went to MTF, and I was actually the youngest rider at MTF. It was like we were riding with Scott Simon, Chad Charbonneau, Stroop, Davey, Martine, all those dudes. And I was just on a 65, just hitting all these triples, and Colleen thought I was crazy. And yeah, she let me become a member, and yeah, after that, I think I blew out like 17 rims in every month.
Oh, Colleen thought you're crazy. I think Colleen's right, dude.
Yeah, Colleen's awesome. She's a good trainer, and she's right to it.
Yeah, she's definitely direct, and she had her fallout, but it's hard with many parents. How did that work with your parents when you went to MTF?
My dad obviously had to shut his company down and here and there and just stay there with me. And then once I got a little older, my sister took charge of that. So he went back and forth, and my sister just stayed with me. And I actually used to stay there by myself a lot when I was like 15, 16. I would just run it and just live. I used to do my own laundry at the shop at MTF and eat some ranch cheese sandwiches because I didn't know how to go to the store. I just made shit work.
Oh, that's funny. And I did hear that. I said, yeah, there's this guy. All these kids got their parents at MTF. And there's this kid that's just running wild, this Maze kid.
Yeah, I get that a lot. They're like, "You were that kid, weren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I was handling business myself."
Yeah,
Actually, I think I was younger when I was by myself here and there. I think I was like 13 actually, just running it.
yeah, it was pretty young. The way it was described to me, I think you were 12, but I don't know. You know how stories go.
Yeah, it's been a while, so maybe I was.
So you were on American Honda. Is this because Barsha was their guy back then, right? Was he already up, or how were you? What generation were you in?
Yeah, I was on American Honda when Barsha was on it, and Cooper Webb. I don't even know who else. And then we went to Red Bull Jams.
Oh wow, yeah. So did you ride the 150? Did you have the Red Bull helmet like Webb? Because I remember him. He had Red Bull helmet riding that 150.
Yeah, actually, I started on the 85s, but yeah, I actually showed the 150 in Vegas at the I don't know what hotel that was. I had Aaron Bates on the back of the 150, and I was like, "Damn, she's hot!" And I kept hitting the brakes, so her tits hit my back. I was like 14 years old, like, "Oh my god, yeah, get on this thing!" I was just riding through the hotel. It was sick.
Oh, that is so on brand. That is so on brand. So we lost one of our guys, Josh Lichtle.
Yeah,
You were tight with him, right?
yeah, he's tatted on my hand. That was that's the dude that showed me how to ride. He was like a brother.
Oh man, that's
He'd actually
sad.
he'd still be here if the sport didn't just push him aside, and he just kept going for it. And he didn't have enough money at his last, when he went to heaven or whatever. He didn't have an RV at that point, and Redbud was super hot. And I feel like if these riders got paid more and stuff, an RV could have potentially saved them. AC, getting ready for the race, drinking water, hydrating, taking naps. It sucks when you're a privateer. It's a whole different ball game.
It is, and a lot of people they see, you walk through the pits at a race, you see these big rigs, you think, oh, they got to be making pretty good money, right? And then when you find out how much or how little the guys actually make, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting.
Like I said, you hear me out there. I try to speak for these riders because it's ridiculous. I mean, we go to war every time we ride on that track. You know what I'm saying? And we don't get nothing out of it. I mean, you get chump change, but what the hell does that do?
Yeah,
Nothing.
and we don't do it for
Risking
the
our
money.
lives for we're risking our lives for what? Pennies?
Well, it's not about the money. It's the fact that there's a lot of people getting rich off of them, and they should be just at least taking care of them. I mean, it's pretty disgusting. But let's get back to your career. Now you're riding 85s, just kicking ass, beating Tomac. You were one of the guys. You were destined for motocross glory. Where did it come off the rails?
Tomac's actually older than me, so I'd always link up with him in Super Mini and stuff like that. But me and Jason Anderson, we'd bang bars the whole time I raced. But yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
So how long did you race? And I know you got hurt pretty bad, right?
Yeah, I actually broke my neck, my back, punctured my heart, punctured my lungs, and broke my wrist in the same accident.
Wow. And that was when did that happen? Where were you at in your career when you had that big issue?
That was 2008, and I was training down the road from MTF at a sand track. Hit a
Yeah.
tree, swap,
You hit a tree,
tree root.
but were you on a 250F at that point?
Yep, I was on a 250F at that point.
So you were probably B class, just getting ready to turn pro. How far along?
Yeah, schoolboy and B class.
Oh yeah. So you're like the premier guy, then you got 1 or 2 years, and then you would have probably bumped right up to the Geico team, right?
Yeah, that was the goal. And then yeah, I came back after that and went to Minios, and I actually won every single moto in on my 125 two-stroke. Anstey was like, Max Anstey, he was like, "Who the fuck are you?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been out for a little bit, but I'm back now."
Oh, so how long was that recovery? What like how did
It was supposed to be a year. I think I waited like 5 months and just said, "I'm sending it."
Where did you decide? Did you not, after you got hurt, were they just not believing in you? Like, what happened? How come you didn't make it? Because I see the talent, I see how you ride, and I'm like, how did you not make it?
Well, when I came back, I was still Red Bull, American Honda, Fox, Oakley, all that. But um, I was training for Supercross. I actually rode Houston Supercross with a broken hand. You know when you make the night show?
Oh yeah,
I didn't.
you made the show, top
No,
four.
I didn't. I didn't make the show for the the first obviously motos, but I had a broken hand. I just sent it. But after that, I broke my hand when I cased this big triple in practice, and they said, "Let's check your neck." They checked my neck out, and it was just all deteriorated. So at that point, it was, you know, risk it and become paralyzed, or vegetable, or die, or just call it a day. I guess I had the balls to call it a day, and then I got two more neck surgeries after that.
Wow, that's gnarly, man. And the thing is people don't understand, and you happen to have to experience it pretty early. But I was similar to you as the '80s. I got hurt. When you lose what your whole identity is, and I'm sure that was your whole identity, right? Just being a motocrosser, it's tough, man. The phone stops ringing. You don't matter anymore. You got to find out who you are. How did you deal with the post racing?
Yeah, I went to a dark place. I won't lie. Uh, I'm thankful for my family and my friends for obviously keeping me on track and stuff like that. But it was hell, going from having it all to nothing. You start, regretting things and thinking, man, I should have took things more serious. But I've always made music, and I was making music at MTF in my RV. I remember I wanted an Xbox, and my dad's like, "You ain't getting an Xbox. It doesn't make money." I said, "What about a computer? I could make music. I love rapping." He's like, "Does it make money?" I said, "It can." And ever since then, I got a computer and started making music. So I think the music is what saved me.
That's awesome. You took the drive you had from motocross, turned it to music. Man, you've been pretty good with your music. Where are you at with that? Because like I said, I'm not a big music guy, so I'm sorry I don't know. Like, how's the career gone? Where are you at with it?
Yeah, it's going good. I've had a couple of offers, but nothing I want. I've had meetings with Live Nation. This guy named Charlie Mack, you know him, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, first out the limo. He tried to manage me. We went our separate ways. But yeah, it's going good. I'm just keeping the pedal to the floor, and I'm not even looking for a deal. I like the independency because I can say it and do whatever I want. And if a deal comes up and if they let me be me and the money's right, then hey, we'll take it. But until then, we're gonna keep doing it independently and being what I am.
And I know you still ride motocross a little bit with the neck. How is the neck these days?
It's pretty good. After the surgery, I got my neck fused from C2 to C7, so I got pretty much one vertebrae now. But I just gotta take it lately. I'm on the pit bikes a lot. I shouldn't be, but you know how that goes.
Wait. You're also a stunter. People like you do the stunt shows for Harley or something, right?
Yeah, I actually have next weekend in Canada at Toronto Motorsports Park. I have a Harley stunt show with the One Wheel Mafia boys, and after that, I hit the stage. So Saturday, June 14th, Toronto Motorsports Park. If you want to pull up, come party with us.
Dude, that's sick. You're living the life, man. So you go from motocrosser to rock star, rap star, rock star? I don't know, man, but star. So tell me about this music, man. You come really hard at Jet Lawrence. What inspired that?
Seeing interviews of him just talking shit about America. You make all this money here. Why do you got to talk shit about America? Can you go to Australia and do that? No, you can't. So that just, ticks me off. And then when he says Americans can't fight, come on, bro, you ran into the wrong person or something. Because if I was out there, I'd show you what's right. But and then the other stuff, whatever he said, that don't sit right either. So I just, I'd have fun with it, and it was all public information already out there. So why not?
Not all of it was public, and I asked you about that, about his dad, and you went deep on that one, talking about how his dad had beat on the special needs son of theirs, which I heard that too, but I'd hold.
That's the word on the street, so that's what I heard.
Dude, that's just some scumbag stuff. And speaking
that's raising awareness, because that's not cool at all. That is not cool. I'll show him ass whooping if he wants.
You grew up in these training facilities. What do you think of these things? Is it hard? Or parents crazy? Like, what's the craziest thing you've seen at these training facilities?
parents giving up everything for their kids because they think they're going to be the next Ricky Carmichael or James Stewart or Chad Reed or whoever. But it's not as easy as these parents think, and they don't know what comes with it either. All these broken bones, these surgeries, these dark times, and what most of these parents don't understand is these dudes aren't making tens and millions of dollars. So I don't know. I love motocross. I love dirt biking, but if you're not all in and you know you're going somewhere, good luck.
And that's what I think you and I are fighting for. I don't think now, if it were the 1990s, 1980s, these promoters weren't making a ton of money. They're making so much money now. They could easily spread that out like a professional sport. And I'm not asking for anything unreasonable, just a little profit sharing to grow these athletes like, Trevor Collup, who, dude, did you see what happened to him?
No, but I seen it online. So I didn't really read it.
Yeah,
I seen it on your post.
broke his femur, and then he also had like some mini strokes. It's affected his whole life, all because they probably didn't have the right flaggers out there.
And the sad thing about it is they won't even post his, if he has a GoFundMe, they wouldn't even post it.
No, they're trying to get you to donate to the Des
You can't
Nations.
even do that though. That's like the Jerry Robin thing where I mentioned in the Deer Supercross song. That's some bullshit. That is coward shit.
It is, and the thing is, they act
Without
like,
these guys, there's no show. You're not making money without all these guys. Like, come on now. Like, what's so hard about that? Or give these guys health insurance. Do something. And you're
Yeah.
still making them. They make you pay to race. Like, what the? Maybe as an amateur, yeah, I see that. Maybe go a little cheaper. But the pros, you're making the pros pay to race. Come on, what the fuck is this shit?
it's disgusting, man. It drives me crazy. And what I try
It
to
doesn't even make sense.
it doesn't, but I try to tell people why we still go after it. It's because we have that dream. We love it. There's something about riding a dirt bike that changes us.
Yeah.
And it's getting exploited, and nobody has the balls. You'd think these guys that have all these balls on the track and they do all this crazy stuff, they don't have the balls to stand up for themselves.
No. Yeah, they give them a percentage of the TV rights or something. Something just a little bit.
Dude, just a little bit.
You could change the whole sport by just, having a good business mindset, but we know that's not anywhere near Feld or MX Sports. They don't have the brains, so we're still here.
Dude, well, that's the attitude. They're like, well, if these guys get mad and they don't want to race, they don't have to. And I'm like, I get that, but at the same time, you talk about growing the sport. If you don't feed the product, it will never grow. It'll only be what it is. The fact that cricket and all these stupid sports are bigger than motocross, it's because they're so greedy. They hold on to it, my man.
Yep, it should be way bigger by now. And when I do go to a Supercross, I see most of those seats filled, packed solid. So I'm confused because I did the math before.
It's not real hard math to know that they're making a crap ton off of the sport, and then, but
Plus, think of this, plus the sponsors. And then they don't even let a team sell a T-shirt. What the?
it's crazy, dude. It's absolutely
You
crazy.
guys are penny pinchers, but that's their mindset. They're penny pinchers. They're used to, renting porta potties out. They're used to charging people. Oh yeah, you got to pay. You're just gonna be here to watch in the amateur scene. So it all just funnels to the pro scene. It's ridiculous. We just need someone with brains and someone that cares about the sport to run this thing, because these guys deserve way more. I mean, I'm not even saying myself, but like I still struggle with pain every day. If it wasn't for Nano-Xtreme, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I wake up in the middle of the night and put it on, whatever's aching. I got arthritis everywhere. All these dudes, after racing, it's like, now what? I actually, I have businesses and stuff like that, so I'm not doing too bad myself. So, but the others, they don't. I don't know. They just what's after moto? Just suffering, hurting. I don't know.
Well, look how many guys we lose, Brandon. We lose a ton of people after they're done. Think about this. I got hurt early like you did. So I had that death of a career when I still had time to go to college, make all these changes. You're still really young when that happened. Could you imagine trying to make that and deal with that darkness you had to deal with in your mid 30s with no education?
No. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't even want to try it.
No, but that's what a lot of these guys, they have these good careers and they're broke off. But I'm glad you're using Nano Extreme. Isn't that, dude? I love that stuff. Holy crap.
Dude, I literally I wake up in the middle of the nights most nights from aching, and I go and put that stuff on. I'm like, all right, we're going back to bed.
Ah,
Obviously, smoke a little weed too, but
hey, to each their own, to each their own. What do you think of performance enhancing drugs? You see them around the sport? Were they around the sport when you were coming up?
um, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people on those things. That's another thing. If you don't, have a good ride and you're getting paid, and you're not getting paid well, how do you compete with the guys that are blood doping or HGH or steroids or whatever they're doing? Like it's not fair. It's not fair at all.
So,
And to be honest, it should just be legal at this point. I mean, how many of them do it? I mean, we're in an extreme sport.
dude, it's an extreme sport. They're asking
No,
them.
it don't bother me, but it bothers me when only this many can do it. So how do you compete with that if you're not a golden boy?
I totally agree. I don't have a problem with them. If you're going to ask these guys to do that kind of athletic event 31 weeks in a row or
Probably
almost
need it.
31, like
Probably
it's
need it. But what about the people that can't afford it or can't do it or you know isn't wiped under the rug or something like that?
yeah, you're right. I don't know. It's crazy, and these are some of the things that if you just fix them, all you gotta do is just pay them a little bit more, give them a little bit of that TV sharing. It's not like this gigantic. I'm not asking. What I'm trying to tell these promoters is I think they'll make more money if they take care of the product because it can allow it to grow. Try telling a team, hey, will you go promote this? Okay, well, yeah, we're getting more money off it. So, yeah, we'll absolutely promote it. And it's a partnership with the product. You're not just fortunate to be there. And that's the way it is now.
That's like owning a business and not caring about your product. How much are you going to sell of it?
Yeah, or treating your employees. You pay all your employees minimum wage, you're going to get
They're all
minimum wage
leaving.
employees. Yeah.
But somehow us motocrossers are just mentally insane and we don't leave and we just still show up because that's who the fuck we are.
It's because they're exploiting that love. It's the same reason they have the Screen Actors Guild and all these different. Whenever you have a profession that is sought after, you have a group of talent that can easily be exploited. I'm sure in the music industry, there's probably a little bit that there. Do you have to join any sort of a music association, or how is that different?
I mean, it's I don't really know. I'm still doing it independently and I still just do my own thing. I make all my own music. I record myself. I don't work with producers. I don't know how it is. I've had offers, but what do those offers come with? I'm just here doing my thing and I'm going to keep doing that until whatever.
Yeah, well, it's working for you, man. You're killing it. Yeah, I watch Behind the Music, and you see those boy bands that were bringing in buku money, and you find out they were like broke. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's the labels taking it all, but it is crazy the difference in money in music than a lot of other industries. It's, you could, for example, like Ryan Upchurch, he's not on a label, he's at home making music, and he looked at his bank account the other day. I think he said it was like 20 million in it. Independent. doesn't care about his bank account, but he's like, I looked at it, 20 million.
How do you make money with music? Is it just does iTunes pay you, or how does it work?
Yes, iTunes, Spotify, just all streaming services, YouTube, going to shows, selling merch, and then obviously if you get TV deals, producing music, stuff like that.
Nice, yeah. Because I know when I use your video, they always charge me. They kick money down to you. So.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, awesome. Well, brother, I just wanted to touch base. I love what you're doing with the music. I love you having the balls enough to call out these people. And, it sucks that it takes people that have already been outside of the industry to say it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much out. You're pretty much done. Could you imagine if you were still racing and you had to deal with this and every time you said something, you're going to get backlash? What advice would you give these guys?
Believe it or not, I'm actually blessed that I broke my neck and got out of that industry because I would still be one of them in there. But honestly, if I was still racing, there's no way in hell that I would probably be able to race another race after a podium speech. I'm going to be honest with you. But, advice to them, I don't know, stand up, grow some balls, all get together, have a meeting, be like, what could we do to earn more and feel like our worth is more to them than what it is. They think everyone's just like peasants. It's like like I said in Riders Union, animals in a circus. They're just, here's some more food, here's some more food. What about a nice resort for the animals to live on? How are they gonna get that with just some food money? Come on. So I don't know if they should all just get together. I remember a while back there was forgot who it was. They tried to do a riders union meeting, like have everyone show up, but only a few showed up, and it didn't go nowhere. But yeah, they should just grow a set of balls and really demand what they're worth.
Yeah, I don't even know if you'll ever get the riders on the same page because they're so young, they're so naive, they're so easy to take advantage of. I've been focusing on trying to get these team managers and these guys like Roger DeCosta or Mitch Payton. Think about if their team got kicked back a little bit of revenue, how many more people they could hire. It could actually turn it into a real business like Formula One. I just don't understand why it blows my
Penny
mind.
pinchers, they got the penny pincher mentality. That's the problem. They need a real business leader. That's what they need.
Yes, they need Mike Grondal.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude's badass. All right, brother. Well, hey, what's something somebody should know about you? If they see your videos, they go, who's this guy? What's something you'd want them to know they probably wouldn't know about you?
Yeah, I'm as American as they come, and I speak for the people.
That's awesome. I
And I don't give
appreciate
a
it.
fuck what comes with it.
That's fun. There's nothing more American than that, dude. That's it.
Just who I am, and I don't want to. I'll never fake shit just to get my views up or try to make more money. I'm just gonna be me till the end of time, and I feel like that's what I got to do because most will respect it more than just selling out. I'm staying where I'm at and staying who the fuck I am. If you don't like it, then
That's kind of my attitude too. Is like, fuck. If you don't like it, don't watch the channel.
you want to talk shit somewhere else because I don't even see that shit.
So do you watch much racing these days?
Not much. I don't know. It's hard for me to watch racing, seeing who's up there from what my past was. Brings back demons that I don't like, that I've been running from for a while. So I try to steer clear from the TV when those races are on. Still love moto. I love ride and I love the sport, and I just wish that it would just somehow make a turnaround and hook these riders up for what they're worth.
Yeah, it's got to be tough too. Looking at guys, like I said, guys like that you beat at the top level, and I know that used to bother me a lot too. And I'm like, man, if I only had the opportunity, I could have been that guy. But then in hindsight, now we are 15, 20 years later. I'm like, God, I'm actually glad I got to go a different route. Which I think one day it'll be a lot easier. But you're still watching those guys in their prime that you used to beat, and it's probably tough.
Yeah, it sucks. Brings you back to the demon time.
Oh yeah, stay away from the demons, man.
Yeah.
Keep stunting, putting out music, and badass, brother. I love the songs. I'll promote them as much as I can. And anything else you want to get off your chest, brother?
Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, I got some new music dropping next week, actually. And the end of this month, I'm gonna have a song with Deegan on the intro, Danger Boy. So
Ooh, that'll be good.
wait on it.
I may have heard a snippet of that, so it's good. So do you have a relationship with the Deegans?
No, not really. Actually, I'm good friends with his uncle, but not really. I just really like the kid. He's sending it. He talks shit and he backs it up, and that's what I used to do growing up. That's moto. Hitting people, giving it a show, and a lot of these riders are just soft nowadays. But I guess you got to be soft with these people fining you for $5,000. Oh, you touched them, $5,000. We need that pocket. Oh, we're gonna take everyone out to dinner, but we won't tell you that stuff. So I just like his style. He's killing it. Send it, talk shit, back it up.
All right, my brother. Well, thank you for your time. Yeah, and then you're going to be in Toronto next week.
Yeah, it's actually not in Toronto. It's in Kiowa or something, but it's Toronto Motorsports Park, but it's just a franchise. It's about an hour and a half from Buffalo.
Okay, we got a lot of Canadian viewers. Hopefully somebody will come out, check it out, see you doing stunts and then busting out raps, right?
Yep, Saturday night. Or actually Saturday all day. Freestyle motocross too. It'll be a bunch of stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate the time, and I will catch you later.
Later, bro. Thanks for having me.